The CEO of the left-wing Southern Poverty Law Center facing the wrath of Congress after the DOJ busted his shop for allegedly showering neo-Nazis and KKK members with millions and reimbursing them for things like cross burnings. To think Jesse had to pay for his own. The group's leader has no regrets about putting a target on Charlie's back.
Your organization has labeled Dr. King and Charlie Kirk and others. Do you regret that? Will you recant it? Or are you going to double down and say that these people, including the martyred Charlie Kirk, in fact, somehow deserve to be on your hate list?
The SPLC will continue to expose hate and extremism.
Okay, we'll take that as the list stands.
Looks like the SPLC just added a new hate group to their list as well, the U.S. government.
Do you wish you hadn't have done the program? You said the program was successful, helpful, but now you're stopping it.
We stopped the program because we believe hate and extremism has migrated significantly online and into government agencies.
Wow, that's big. That makes no sense. The chair now recognizes.
Wow, you know, Dana, I think what we've learned is that the Dems denounce the hate they create, you know, like Charlottesville or whatever, but accept true hate when it appears, like Plattner. Makes no sense. They like to drum up fake Nazism, but then they get a real one.
I feel like Jim Jordan at the end there, he was like expressing what people watching at home will be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense, and you're just confused by it. One of the things also that Congress is saying is that DOJ has argued that the SPLC never actually turned over any information to them. Mm-hmm. But they were using the whatever they were gathering in order to, one, they were paying those groups, but then they were also using the information to fundraise for themselves. So it was literally a circular firing squad.
Mm-hmm, exactly. You know, Jessica raises the question, how will your friends at the SPLC survive after this? How will they evolve? How can anybody take them seriously? What advice would you give them the next time you had those phone calls?
I am not a crisis comms advisor to the SPLC currently, but I don't know why you think that the SPLC is going away. So right now they're in hearings, right? So there's no legally binding anything out of this, right? It's a bit of a show for everybody, and everyone gets in their hits, as we see with every hearing. And the lawsuit will continue, and we know that this DOJ has gone off after a lot of kind of left-wing folks, political enemy types.
This started under the Biden Justice Department.
Yeah, but what's going on right now, this level of it, they didn't bring it forward. They weren't.
Yeah, they dropped it. Exactly.
Well, but here's, I guess, my general question, and Joe Neguse brought up this example. So the SPLC pays informants within these organizations, like the KKK, Nazi groups, et cetera, for information. And then they turn that information over to government agencies like the FBI. And so he brought up this potential mass terror attack on a Las Vegas synagogue, where they gave information to the FBI, and it ended up being foiled. It didn't happen. A bunch of people didn't die as a result of the information that they give, and that happened under the Trump administration. So the SPLC has worked with administrations of both Democratic and Republican presidents. Is the idea that we should not use informants anymore in this way because you have, the reimbursement for a cross burning or whatever? They were. I just used an example about it.
Actually, technically, they're not.
Well, what is your solution then, I guess?
They were already in there. In fact, a couple of the guys wanted to leave, and SPLC paid them to stay. That's not an informant.
But if they're giving information to the FBI and then the FBI is foiling a terror attack, is that not being an informant? Is that not a good thing?